Now let's get started with the rest assured part. Now in order to do that, what I'll be doing, I'll first be creating a new project. So I'm going to create a new Maven project because we will be downloading the dependency of Rest Assured. So I'm going to click on project, and then I'm going to select Maven from here. So if you go down, you'll find Maven, and then you'll be selecting the Maven project. So click on next, and over here you need to check this create a simple project. So then click on next, then you need to provide a group ID and artifact ID. These are the two things that you need to provide. Rest of the things you need not to worry about it. Now group ID is basically a domain name. Let's say if I talk about my website, that is waytoautomation.com. So here the group ID will be com.w2a, and artifact ID is basically the project name. So let's say if I'm working on a project of API, so artifact ID or let's say API project, so this will be our artifact ID, right? So if I give over here com.w2a and the artifact ID as let's say Rest Assured API. So this is going to be the project name. I'll click on finish, and you'll be saying that a Maven project is created with the name Rest Assured API. Now if you open this project, you're going to see a couple of things over here. You're going to see 4 source folders. Basically these are not 4 source folders. This is just one single source folder. Inside source src we have main and test, and inside main we have one Java 1 resource. Inside test we have one Java 1 resource. So if I take you to the location of this project, inside this you're gonna see src. If you open it, you're gonna see main, test. Inside main you have Java resources, inside test you have Java and resources. So all the development task or all the business logic, it goes inside the main packages, and whatever it is related to the testing should go inside the test packages, right? So Java will gonna contain the Java files, and resources will gonna contain your XML, JSON, properties, text, notepad, Excel. Anything which is not Java should be stored inside these resources. So test resources will gonna contain resources related to our test cases, and main resources will gonna contain the resources which are used in the main Java files. That is where the development task is done, the API building task is done, or the logic building task is done, right? The business logic is defined. So we'll be working majorly on the test packages, right? Here as well we can create some more packages. I can create a package with the name API Testing, right? So you can give any name to this package, and in this we'll be creating some classes. Let's say what all things that we need to practice when we are getting started with the Rest Assured part. The API that we will be hitting will be the Stripe API itself, right? Because this is a live API, right? And there are many good examples that we have seen in Postman using this API as well. So we can create a customer, we can like delete a customer, we can retrieve a customer, right? So we can send a get request, a post request, a delete request, right? So what I can do, I can create different classes over here, and I'll say send get request using Rest Assured, right? You can give any name to this class. And for the timing, I'll be using main method. I'm not going to use any framework. Later on we're going to see how to integrate it with frameworks as well, like TestNG, right? I'll just copy this, and we're going to create another class, and okay, the name is not copied. So send delete request using Rest Assured. Then, sorry, send creation will be a post request, right? And in order to work on Rest Assured, as we've already gone to the main website of Rest Assured, we need to do these static imports, but before that we need to include the Rest Assured API, which you can actually get it from here. So in the beginning you just need to download this Maven dependency, right? This is basically JSON path. Let me go to the very beginning. This is what your Rest Assured API. Don't worry about other dependencies. We're gonna talk about those things as well once we have requirement for those. But for the time being, this is the first dependency that you need to download. So just copy this dependency. You can get it from here, from the main website of Rest Assured, or you can go to Maven centralized repository, that is MVN repository, and search for Rest Assured. Just give it a moment. So this is the dependency. You need to go to the very latest one, that is 4.0. You can see the same dependency, you got it over here, and the same dependency is over here. So you can either just click on this, it gets copied, and go to your pom.xml file, and this is what Maven actually looks for. In this, you can see this is your project information, the group ID and the artifact ID that you have provided, along with the version. Version represents when you compile this project, when you package this project, there will be a jar file generated out of your project. So don't worry about that step right now. What we need to do, this project is dependent on the REST API project. So we need to create a tag called as dependencies, and inside this we're going to add this Rest Assured dependency over here. So once you hit the save, you can see it has started building the project. Basically what it is doing, it is downloading all the Rest Assured and the dependent Rest Assured dependencies, and it will gonna map it to your current project, right? So just give it a moment so that everything should get synced. It will gonna take at least a minute of time before it syncs everything. It also depends on the internet speed, because everything is being downloaded from internet itself, from the centralized Maven repository. So it's almost done. And now if you open up Maven dependencies, you're gonna see all this Rest Assured and the HTTP client and XML path, JSON path, all these things are already added, right? So this Rest Assured is basically a wrapper over your HTTP client. Initially, people used to work with HTTP client in order to perform REST API testing using the Java part, right? But HTTP client is a little complex as compared to Rest Assured. Rest Assured has actually made the life of API testers very easy. I mean, the API itself is very easy and very, got a lot of good functionalities and features when you are actually performing API automation, right? So what all things are there? I mean, in market, majorly the Rest Assured is what automation test engineers are working on, who are actually using like REST API for automation. So majorly this Rest Assured is used in the industry, right? So how we are going to use Rest Assured, that is what we'll be looking at it now.